Hello, this is Crow for crowscrapology.com, coming to you from Knoxville, Tennessee. Watch us on YouTube, Crow's Crapology 2. Go to our website, crowscrapology.com, and go to our Facebook page, Crow's Crapology. Today it's Monday, it's October 23rd, and we're going to talk to you about college football, the top 25. I got to put on glasses because I can't read since I was like 49 and a half when I went blind. We're getting down to it now though, college football. Some teams getting knocked out of here, getting knocked out, not having a chance for the 4-team playoff or the national championship. So it's getting better. We're getting down to it. So right now today they have Georgia number 1, which we think Michigan should be number 1. They play Florida and Jacksonville this week. They should be able to take out the Gators, no problem. Number 2 they have Michigan, which we think is number 1. We think it's the best team in the nation, Michigan. And they appear to be on a bye this week. Yeah, they're not playing this week. So number 3, they have Ohio State. All 3 of these teams are undefeated too. Georgia 7-0, Michigan 8-0, Ohio State 7-0. Ohio State plays at Wisconsin, the Cheeseheads. They're not very good this year, so Ohio State should be able to beat them. Number 4 is the Florida State Seminoles. They go to Wake Forest. I believe that's Salem, North Carolina. Wake Forest isn't very good this year without Sam Hartman, so Florida State should roll over Wake Forest. Number 5 is the Washington State Huskies. They're at Stanford. They should be able to beat Stanford, even though Stanford beat Colorado, an amazing comeback. It's not going to happen against Washington. Number 6 is the Oklahoma Sooners, Boomer Sooner. They go to Kansas. They play in Lawrence, Kansas, the 12 p.m. Fox game of the week. It could be upset alert, upset alert. Oklahoma almost lost to Central Florida last week. They had to come from behind to beat them in the last minutes of the game. So Kansas is pretty solid this year. They got a real football coach. See what happens. It's number 7, Texas, who we don't agree with. We don't think Texas is very good with Steve Tequila Sarkisian. They play BYU, Brigham Young's University. BYU's not very good this year, so Texas should whack them pretty easily. Number 8, the Oregon Ducks, quack, 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 quack. They play at Utah, the Utes. They do have Cam Rising back. But I don't think the Utes are going to be able to beat the Ducks, even though it's at home in Utah. You got to go with the number 8 Ducks in that one. It's a Fox game at 3:30 Eastern time. These are all Eastern times. Oregon number 9, they have Alabama. They're 7-1. Oregon 6-1. Texas 6-1. So now we're getting down to the 1-loss teams, which may not get in the Final Four. So Penn State has already lost one to Ohio State. Alabama 7-1. They're number 9. They're off this week. They're idle. Number 10 is Penn State. They're playing Indiana. Penn State's already lost one. They're not going to lose to Indiana, but they still got a loss, so they're pretty much out of it. We don't think they're that good. We don't think they should be ranked 10th, but anyway. They held their own with Ohio State. Number 11, they have Oregon State, the Beavers. And those Beavers have a loss against Washington State. And so they're 6-1. They're going to play at Arizona, which took USC to 3 overtimes. So we think the Beavers should be able to win this with their defense, because defense wins. Some coaches don't believe, but anyway. Number 12, we have Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin's Ole Miss Rebels. They're 6-1. So they're out of the national championship picture. They play Vanderbilt at home. They should be able to beat Vanderbilt pretty easily at home. And number 13 is Utah, which we already told you they're playing at home against Oregon. Number 14 is Notre Dame, and Notre Dame has 2 losses, and they're still number 14 in the country. So they have the toughest schedule in the country, but still, Notre Shame, Notre Lame. I was high on them at the start of the year. Boy, was I wrong. I was really wrong on that one. They are not one of the top 4 teams in the country. They play Pitt. They should be able to beat Pitt. If they lose to Pitt, they're really not very good. Number 15, they have LSU ranked 15 this week. They're idle. They're 6-2. Don't like them. Don't like their quarterback. Don't like their head coach. Anyway, number 16 is Missouri. They're 7-1. Like them, they have 1 loss. Still like them. They're idle this week. Number 17 is North Carolina, who is now 6-1. They have a loss, so they're out of the national championship picture, but they're number 17 in the country. They play at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is one of the worst teams in Division I this year. So North Carolina ought to beat them pretty easy. May, the quarterback of North Carolina, is a good pro prospect. I would draft him as a quarterback. Number 18 is Louisville. They play Duke. Duke's number 20. Louisville will lose here. Louisville's 6-1. They will go to 6-2. Duke will take them out, I believe. And they're both out of the national championship picture anyway. Number 19 is Air Force. They can't win a national championship. The offense just doesn't work. They're at Colorado State. They'll probably beat Colorado State. But who cares really? I mean, it's number 19. 21, Tennessee. They shouldn't be ranked probably. They're not a good team. They play at Kentucky, whatever you want to call them. They're bad. Joe Milton has problems at quarterback. If he wants to play in the NFL, he needs to be a tight end. He has the size and the speed for it. Number 22, Tulane. They're a pretty solid team. They're 6-1. They should be able to beat Rice this week at Rice. UCLA's ranked 23. They should not be ranked. UCLA is not that good. They play Colorado. Colorado could beat them. Dion Primetime and the whole bunch of gold chains and the whole circus that comes to town when they play. Number 24 is USC. They should not be ranked, even though they're my team, because Lincoln Riley doesn't believe in defense. They play no kind of defense at all. They should not be ranked. They're not that good. They have 2 losses now. They're out of it. Okay. Number 25 in the top 25 finally is the James Madison Dukes, baby. They are 7-0. 7-0, the Dukes. First time they've been ranked all season. They're undefeated. They're in the top 10 in 10 different categories in Division I NCAA football. They're third against the rush, only allowing 72 yards per game. They're 5th in total defense, allowing 243 yards per game. And they're 8th in scoring defense. But anyway, 10 categories, they're in the top 10. And they're number 25 in the nation, and they're undefeated. The James Madison Dukes get no respect. They're starting to put them on ESPN, at least ESPNU. So you can watch them almost every week now, because they're undefeated. But Dukes, James Madison Dukes, they're better than a lot of these teams. They're undefeated. They should be in the playoff if they go undefeated. See what they do against the top team. Hey, they're in Division I. Anyway, that's college football top 25. I think they make a lot of mistakes here. A lot of crappy teams in the top 25. Some good teams in the top 25, some good teams out of the top 25. Well, if you want to know who got some votes to be in the top 25 that didn't make it, Florida, which no, Liberty, no, Kansas State, Miami, maybe, Fresno State, Oklahoma State, no, they're bad, Toledo, bad, Kentucky, bad, Rutgers, bad, UNLV, yes, UNLV should be in the top 25, the 6-1 Rebels. Anyway, that's our top 25 college football for this week. Watch us on Crow's Cryptology 2 on YouTube, and go to crowscryptology.com.